For families with a history of rare genetic diseases, inheritance can be life-changing. Spinocerebellar Ataxia, or SCA, is one such progressive neurological disorder with no cure. The National Ataxia Foundation's Let's Find a Way campaign is raising awareness and hope. And joining us is board-certified neurologist, Dr. Theresa Zesiewicz. Now, Doctor, could you please describe the day-to-day impact of SCA on patients and their families?
Yeah, so spinocerebellar ataxia is a group of rare, progressively debilitating neurodegenerative diseases that cause damage to a part of the brain that's called the cerebellum. The cerebellum is the part of the brain that's responsible for coordinating movement. So this is a genetic disease, and these are patients who lose their voluntary motor skills. They lose their balance, speech, thinking, cognitive issues, upper and lower leg coordination, for example. And it's going to get worse. And as it gets worse, patients will end up in wheelchairs and they'll have a shorter lifespan. So obviously there is a lot of physical impact, but there's also a lot of psychological impact as well. So a mental burden to this disease. And it's a generational disease as well. So there's multiple people in one family that will be affected by this group of diseases in one family alone. So just a very difficult group of rare neurodegenerative diseases.
Could you explain the urgent need for treatment options for rare diseases, including SCA?
Sure. So it's surprising that 1 in 10 people in the United States live with a rare disease, and that's more than cancer and AIDS, for example. Yet 95% of those people have no treatment and no cure. And it's been about 30 years since we found some of the genetic causes for these diseases, and yet we have no treatment for the group of spinocerebellar ataxias. Patients with rare diseases deserve the same urgency and access to treatment as those who have more common conditions. It's essential that they become available to patients and their families who are affected by this terrible physical and mental burden of spinocerebellar ataxias.
Tell us more about NAF's new campaign that's raising awareness.
Absolutely. So we've partnered with the National Ataxia Foundation on their new campaign, and that's called Let's Find a Way. And this is focused on raising awareness for the group of spinocerebellar ataxias as a rare disease with no treatment options, and to focus on the strength of the ataxia community. These patients need treatment options. By raising awareness, we think we can strive to get more research and also more investment to secure access to more basic science research and clinical research.
And finally, Doctor, could you please tell us a little bit more about NAF's petition encouraging the FDA to approve rare disease treatments?
Absolutely. So this is the Let's Find a Way campaign, and the listeners can go to www.ataxia.org/Let's Find a Way to sign and share the National Ataxia Foundation's petition urging the United States Food and Drug Administration to consider treatment options for these rare diseases with unmet needs.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Like the doctor mentioned, visit ataxia.org/Let's Find a Way.